I'm Silvia Ribeiro. I work with ETC Group, which is a small international research collective that works on the impact of new technologies on peoples and communities, and I am based in Mexico City. Well, corporations always had these kind of three ways of controlling, which is what they want. They want to control people, consumers, governments to increase their profits. That is their aim. And they have it through controlling big chunks of markets, and also by getting laws and norms that will favor what they do. And this is, for instance, through intellectual property laws, through free trade agreements and these kind of agreements, and also through technologies in themselves. But the three parts are connected. So, for instance, ETC has been for a long time working on the corporate concentration in food and agriculture. We have been working on this, making research on this for over 3 decades now. And what we see very clearly is that it has been an incredibly market concentration. So, for instance, in seeds and agrochemicals, which is the two first inputs into the industrial food chain, we have a concentration where 4 companies now stand, for instance, in seeds for almost more than half of the whole global market. But they are the same as agrochemical companies. There are so few, so I could mention them, like Bayer, Monsanto, Corteva, which is the fusion of DuPont and Dow, Syngenta, which now is bought by China, and BASF is a German company. And those, they have almost over half of the market in seeds, but they have even much more in agrochemicals. So only 6 companies in agrochemicals, in toxics, in agrotoxics, as we call them in Latin America. They have over 78% of the global market. That is one part, but it's not enough having the market control. They also have they have provided all over the world, they have worked to make intellectual property laws and trade laws that benefit their interests. And for that, they went into national, regional, international, different kinds of agreements and regulations. And the third way, which is the technologies themselves, they have technologies that in themselves are an instrument of control. So, or an instrument of trying communities and people could, for instance, use their own seeds. So a typical example of this control is what we call terminator technology, which is a technology to make seeds not viable in the second generation. And that means you plant them and then you cannot get another harvest. So it's not only that it will be less harvests or anything, it will die. So this technology, for instance, in seeds, describes the mentality of the companies, which is how can we do a technology that people can only use one time, and then they have to buy it again from them, which is to have control over what people do with that technology. And you can see this particularly in food and agriculture. You saw this with this technology in particular, which is a genetic manipulation, is a transgenic technology. But then, now, today, because Terminator couldn't be deployed, because it was banned, de facto it was banned through United Nations, because of their immorality of using a technology that prevents people to have their own seeds, they invented other kind of manipulation, genetic manipulation. So now they have, for instance, technologies like gene drives, they are called so, which is a technology that could drive a species to extinction, but it's also another way of using a particular technology for control. But then what we have seen is that these corporations, they not only stay into only one part of the food chain. Like, for instance, in seed, they went also into agrochemicals. In fact, it was the opposite. It was companies producing poisons. That is their way of making their profits. And they then bought seed companies. And now we see that they are integrating through the whole food chain. So they have, again, more control, not only on the market, but also on different parts of the industrial food chain.